Hey guys,
Hello everyone.
I'm Aory. I'm gonna be speedrunning Mass Effect to any %, New Game Plus, and DLC allowed.
Alright, I'm
And
Strive.
yeah, that's right. Behind me on my imaginary couch.
Exactly. I will be commentating because there's a lot to explain in this game. There's a lot to commentate on. The first thing we need to commentate on is that, alright, first the category. So any percent, just finish the game. New Game Plus, so that means that we are in New Game Plus save, and with DLC allowed, that means that we don't do the DLCs, because we're going to use DLC characters and DLC weapons. That's DLC weapons is the most important part, but DLC characters are actually also useful. Also, we are running on a modified version of the game, slightly modified just for quality of life upgrades, such as text skipping being bound to the mouse wheel. All loading screens are made single frames so that they're shorter. All cutscenes are made skippable. Most of them. And one scene in the game that was 44.6 seconds longer as femshep has been modified to not be, so that the speedrun is consistent between maleshep and femshep. That's all for me, Ari. I'll let you go on with the run.
Yeah, before we start though, as you might have noticed, we're skipping the intro sequence because there's literally nothing happening besides just walking. So we can just jump right into the run when we gain control after the intro.
Right.
I'm ready to start. And go.
Okay. All right. So Ari is gonna focus a lot on gameplay, so I'll commentate heavily, I guess. First technique he's gonna use right off the bat is AC charging. So he's gonna cancel animations of the charge, which is the most important ability in the game to go fast, by entering and exiting quickly the main menu. That saves between 0.5 and 1.5 second per charge. That's big time save over the entire game. Next thing he's going to use is the elevator. So you might have met elevators in your casual playthroughs of this game. Basically, right angles, like perpendicular angles in this game aren't entirely perpendicular. There's like 89.9 degrees, which creates a zone of collision conflict. And if we just insert Shepard in there, it will allow us to be pushed on top of objects. It's really useful. And the third technique, because there's a lot to explain right from the bat, but he saw him use when he fell down the shaft of this elevator without shooting. Normally you need to shoot with the grenade launcher. Yeah, grenade launcher.
Yes.
So basically, the third technique is melee abusing. Melee abusing is kind of weird. Basically, you use the melee, and at the same time you go 180 degrees backwards and then back forwards. And that gives us enough momentum to go over invisible barriers, and that enables to do a lot more skips. So just by saying all that, we're already pretty much done with the tutorial section, which is Lazarus. Combat is also very important in the game. Probably like 60% of the game still now is combat. Just optimizing combat, knowing who to kill, who not to kill. Here, the only enemies we need to kill in this last zone are those mechs in the back, so we just use one shot or a grenade launcher and we're done. Now we're gonna go talk to the Elusive Man, and then we're gonna go to Freedom's Progress, also known as the map where all all runs go to die. That was actually pretty good Lazarus. No, I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad.
So yeah. Alright. Now that we are in Freedom's Progress, we are gonna have our first risk of soft lock in run, which can happen, but I'll pretty much only talk about it if it happens, because I mean, there's not really a point. Otherwise, here you can see that we're already setting up powers in the quick bar. It's going to be very useful for the game. And here you see him open the door, quick save, quick load, that will despawn the enemies in this zone. Technically, if you do the fight perfectly, it's not faster, but it's easier. Let's say it like that. All right, in here we just have 2 enemies to kill, and then we can talk to Tally. First waifu of the game. Other waifus will come, but normal stuff. So let's see if we're gonna get Jacob soft lock.
Let's hope
Cross your
not.
fingers.
Actually works.
So this fight here is gonna overload both enemies at once,
And
which
we
is
good.
really nice. And we're good, perfect. I'm a bit behind, so I'll, be late on reactions. Basically, Jacob here can use his gun, the gift shotgun, to shoot one enemy before it's dropped, before it's landed, and that will leave the hitbox of the enemy, but kill the enemy, making the fight uncompletable and the game soft locks. So yeah, it's kind of sad. We're gonna see there's a few places like here where manipulating your companions correctly is important, and here we have the first mini boss fight. It's kind of important on how to manage your powers. So we're gonna overload, shoot our shots of grenade launchers, and this should do it. All right, perfect. Here we pick up the heavy weapon ammo. It's really important. We won't be able to research it before we pick up Morden, which is the next mission that we're gonna go in. But heavy weapon ammo routing is one of the most important parts of the game, especially for a late game. So yeah. Freedom progress also going well. So we're in a good run. We're on a very good run right now.
This is an actual run. We're doing it.
Yeah. You don't imagine, but this game can go bad very fast. Like, if you just mess up one thing in a combat, you can just lose 10 seconds straight up because enemies won't move like you want them to move, and it's annoying. All right, we're going to Omega, best place in the galaxy, of course, and we are going to recruit the professor first. But first, we are going to collect our first DLC character, which is Zaid. We will never use DLC characters in our party. That's not their role. Their role is actually to fill up slots for the end game. You need to have 8 characters, I think 8 squad mates, 7 or 8 squad mates to complete the game. And basically, the game just offers 2 of them on the silver platter. We don't need to do any mission to get them, so it's just free time save.
And here we meet the best NPC in the game, Bobby.
Yes, Bobby. Bobby, who is a very responsible person. He just wants everyone to respect quarantine. It's really important in those times. The only way, apparently, that you can not breach quarantine is if you have a grenade launcher. I don't know what to think about that, but that's not my place to say. But please, stay inside, stay safe, wash your hands. Everything, will go well. So after that, we are gonna switch our main weapon to Mattock. The Mattock is pretty much the best weapon in the game. It's semi-automatic assault rifle with one of the highest damage value in the game. We are gonna use, of course, incendiary ammo on it, which is useful on like half of the enemies of the game. And here we have our first skip of Morden. It skips 30 seconds, no, a bit less of walking. Oh, you missed it.
Having some problem here. Oh, we good.
That's fine, that's fine. So here what we want to do is fall, and we will fall on the next part of the level. The way levels work in this game is that basically if you fall into an area that is supposed to be where it will load, like most of the time. Here you saw also a little skip. We don't have to kill all those enemies on the barricade. We just have to kill one, go get back over a specific line that activates the trigger saying, all the enemies are killed, and then we can just run off. We also picked up assault rifle damage as research. It's going to be useful. Here we skip talking to Morden entirely by just doing this trick. As you can see, melee abusing is really useful for that. There is another way of doing that by quick saving and quick loading, but it's much slower. So, it's a good thing that we have melee abusing.
Also, if you do it like completely right, you just fall straight through, and we kind of landed on the roof of the hallway. So that was a slight mess up, but it's fine.
There's the fact of doing it right, and then there's a bit of RNG from a melee abuse, because it's really hard to control a melee abuse right. We're not even sure like entirely how it works and how you can do perfect melee abusing. And we'll see that later in the run. It can be really not beneficial. So here, bad luck. The door closed. It's just it wastes 2 seconds. You can't really do much about it. And we are getting to the vent section of the run. A vent room can go terribly wrong, terribly fast. You can lose like 30 seconds minimum on it if enemies aren't in the right place. We haven't found so far a way to manipulate it. We kind of have one, but it doesn't work most of the time, so no. But yeah, anything you want to say, Ori? I know I'm just hogging the mic, but you know.
Yeah, this one, I think it's kind of RNG dependent what you get.
In with,
No problem.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Got a donation. If
Yep.
it's alright, this thing. We should do except it just kept dying. Sorry, excuse me. MOD366 says, "Hey Ori, good luck on your run. Do you want me to pick up Mass Effect 2 speedrun? Now's your chance to convince me."
Alright.
Thank you, first of all, and
yeah.
well, Mass Effect 2 is a very fun game to run. There's a To be fair, there's a bit of downtime in the run, but overall there's a lot of skips. There's a lot of combat. So if you're into skips and combat, that's your game.
Exactly. It's a very I guess you could call it a skillful speedrun. Like there's a lot of things to do with a restricted skill set. Like your character cannot jump, your character cannot run infinitely or stuff like that. So you have to make do with what the game gives you, and we can do a lot. Actually, we can do really a lot. Here, by the way, more than mission ended, we had a bad luck on the second part of the vent room. The enemies didn't spawn until very late in the room. It happens. You can't really do anything about it. But we did research heavy weapon ammo and assault rifle damage, and that's pretty much the only research we'll do in the game. But it's necessary, otherwise everything falls apart. So here we're gonna go to Archangel. And here we also have a bit of downtime, talking to Area, going to the mercenaries, stuff like that. So if you have any more donations, Robo, go for it.
It's funny you should say that, as I actually do have 2 more donations.
What a coincidence.
I know, right? Man, this is... How did you guys know? Because we've got some awesome supporters. We have $5 from Nano, who says, "Good luck, Ori." And we have $15 from Chaos Drifter. It says, "Go, Aori. Let's get Collector's first try." All right, whatever worked.
Thank you, Nano and Drifter.
Yeah, thanks. Chaos, by the way, is running later Star Wars Knight of the Old Republic. Great run too. Also by War Games, so give him support too. And Collectorship Skip is the most infamous place in the game. So infamous, in fact, that I will be donating $20 if Aory gets it first try. And if he doesn't, I'll donate $4 per failure. So, you know, that's just, that way it's a win no matter what.
And if anyone in chat wants to match that, go ahead.
Yeah, if he doesn't get it first try, then he's just going to go on forever.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it will save the marathon. You know, since we're so much ahead.
Hey, how long until this comes up?
It's like 50 minutes into the run, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
15 or 50?
50.
50 minutes into the run.
No, that's like in-game time, so maybe like 55.
Alright, so yeah, you know, if you want to match that, if you want to go along with the fun, don't hesitate.
We'll announce it.
Yeah.
Alright, who's in chat? Who's going to get in on this action? I think I might join you.
Oh, that's nice.
I'll do 20 and 4.
Alright, nice. Yeah, you can do less if you don't have the money.
We're getting kind of unlucky on the skip here.
Yeah. By the way, we do have Garrus skip. Garrus skip is really annoying. Emilio will tell you there's a setup. Don't trust Emilio. Emily,
Never
by the
trust
way, who
Emilio.
is one of our greatest skip hunters in the game.
Oh, we got it.
He found like half the strats in this game. I found the rest. Not gonna lie. Anyways, this allows us to skip the conversation with Katka. It saves overall 18 seconds, I think. So we didn't say that much time since it was so late, but you know, whatever. So Garrus has one of the only combat skips in the game that relies on wave management, and that skip actually was given to us by a developer of the game, which is always cool. Basically, there's a failsafe in the game that tells you, basically does that if you can't kill any enemy before a certain timer runs out, the game will just skip a wave entirely. That saves a lot of time, and if you get it, and it's it's very cool. And yeah, it was given to Letters, which is one of the oldest members of the community and pretty much the founder of like half of the BioWare runs by an ex-dev of BioWare, I think. So that's always cool. So here he's gonna stay here inside. He's gonna tell his companions to move back, and he's gonna wait for a specific audio cue. All right, Garrus, tell it. Yep. And now he has to wait 12 seconds, if I remember correctly. And if he got the timing correctly, the next wave will just
Oh,
not
we missed
spawn.
it.
Ah, that's bad.
Unfortunate.
It happens. It happens. It's probably because the Miranda took too much time to get back inside.
Oh no, we got it. Never mind.
Oh, we got it. Nice. Okay,
Just skip
cool.
one wave late. Okay, that's fine.
All right. No, that's okay.
This never happened before.
Yeah. Anyways, by the way, I'm gonna talk about powers now because that's a big thing in this game. We take Mordin first because it gives us the research, but also because Mordin and Miranda is the best combo to have in this game. Why? Because Miranda gives us Warp and Overload. Warp is pretty much useful against anything except shields, and Overload is useful against shields. And Mordin has Incinerate, which is extremely useful against armors and health. And as for us, we have Charge, which is super useful because we go anywhere in the level, and it regenerates half of our shield and gives us 3 seconds of invulnerability, I think, when we do it, if I remember correctly. And we also have the other very important power, is Reeve, which is our bonus power. You get bonus powers when you finish the game at least once. Even if you're in a new game save, you can actually get bonus powers. So, we use them. And we're in New Game Plus anyways. Reeve is really useful. It's pretty much makes it so it's really hard to die, because it's steals HP, I guess you could say. Like, basically, if you use it on a target that doesn't have armor or shields or barriers, it will siphon their health. It allows us to do a skip at the end of the game, and in general, it's a very safe tool to have. So yeah, that's all the powers pretty much explained. Here, as you can see, it means that he won't die in this section when he used it. Shutters, the second shutter, this one, can be very stressful.
We got it.
Yeah, we got it. Depending on what happens, enemies can do shenanigans that will kill you, so Like, we are playing in easy, that doesn't mean the game is easy. You can die very fast. The reason why is because the entirety of this game relies on gates. There is 1 shield gate and 2 health gates, where basically for 1 second, 1 or 2 seconds, when you reach that level of shields or health, you will not take damage. You'll get invincible for a while. But that means that even if you have 12,000 HP, you could die. You could die very easily. You have to be very careful, and that's why, routing combat is so important in this game. Anyways, so far it's been a good Garrus. Let's not soft lock on Genta. In this fight, in the next fight that comes up, if you kill Genta too fast, the game will soft lock, because it won't spawn the next wave. So we just have to wait until the chopper just gets behind the next building, and then we're good. We don't soft lock. But yeah, it's there's a few soft locks in this game related to going too fast. For the majority of them, we have found ways to avoid them. But it is how, like one of the newer runners of this game, Lunchy, would say, soft lock city, when you don't know all the strats. And yeah, this is just a wave fight. We all know where all the enemies will spawn, so we're gonna bullying them like in Halo. So if you have anything to say, Robo, go for it.
All right, we'll do. First of all, want to give a nice shout out to Nano Deal for the gift sub, gifting a sub to the ESA Marathon channel to AoryWasTaken. So that's yours to use once,
let's
once the
go.
run's over. Yeah, let's go indeed.
Nano's a hero, dude. Thank you.
So yeah, that is another way that you can support the stream.
Nice.
It doesn't have to be through donations. You can use gift subs. You can use your Twitch Prime sub. Have you ever heard of Twitch Prime? It's this new thing apparently.
No, what is it?
Yeah. No, I don't think anyone's ever mentioned it before. But basically, if you have an Amazon Prime account, then you have access to Twitch Prime. You get a free sub to any channel. And if you use that on ESA's channel, or in fact, if you just get a sub or give a gift sub or gift a set of gift subs, for every sub to the ESA channel, our sponsor HyperX donates an extra $2.50 to our cause, to ESA to help support us, up to 800 subs.
Man, that's so nice. So how are we doing in that?
Well, there's a ticker at the bottom of the.
All right.
So we're about 332 out of 800, so still plenty to go.
Nice.
Yeah. There's also another donation with a little fact on there. If you got time for that.
Oh yeah, go
All
ahead.
right. Yeah, sure. Go for it.
All right. Cool. So there's $20 from RoboSparkle.
Oh, who's that?
Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think it's one of the weird lurkers. Anyway. He says, did you know that the Star Wars Knights of the Republic language choice bid war closes at the end of the Mass Effect run, since Chaos Drifter needs to install the winning language? So probably best to get your bids in for that sooner rather than later. Also, bonus fact, the Chocobo in the Lightning Returns run is named Batmobile.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, if you want another name, which I could understand, because is the Batmobile the best? I don't know, but you gotta get the donations now.
Yeah, make sure to donate to the bid war.
Yeah, I mean, there might be theoretically a better name of Batmobile, but only if it brings in more than $20 worth of donations.
Exactly. It's all about donations.
Otherwise, it's clearly not as good.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is. Alright, so we are back. We are on Jack. And Jack is a very straightforward mission. No matter how hard we try, me and Emilio, we cannot find a skip for his entire area. There is a potential skip on the first wave of the first room of this map. A skip that we don't know why it happens, but basically you can despawn the entire room, like the entire enemies in this room. The problem is for the collective use of I don't remember, more than 5,000 hours between Emilio, me, and Tentacle Die, which is the world record holder for pretty much every category. We have got this glitch, I guess you could call it, 3 times. So, as you can imagine, we have no idea how to reproduce it. But it exists. It's there, somewhere.
Basically what it does is, the mech I just fought, it just doesn't spawn. That saves a lot of time.
Yeah. And on this second room, we don't need to fight anybody, so you just run. Just how it is.
Oh, we also charge.
Yeah, we're on in charge, exactly.
And now there's a big boss fight coming up.
Oh yeah, a very hard boss fight. 3 pillars. You don't need to shoot the pillars. I mean, the shield is invincible. That's just how it is, man. All right, so here he has to wait a little bit before the pillars actually get active, and then you're done. You're just done.
That was a really quick boss fight, actually.
So Jack, and then we get to Grunt, and then we will get to Horizon, which is the big meaty piece in the first third of the game. The way this game works in terms of progression is that there's counters that happen at certain times. So between Freedom's Progress and Horizon, you need to have done more than
Not sure how many.
4 missions.
A
4
couple.
missions. You need to have done 4 missions, and it will trigger Horizon. After that, we will need to do 6 missions to trigger Collector Ship. Then we need to do Reaper IFF, and then we need to do 2 more missions before we can get to Omega 4 and get to the end of the game. Which means that we route those missions by order of fastness, you know. But we also need the number of characters that I said before, which I always forget. We need a certain number of squad mates, anyways, to finish the game. So that's why we do as many squad mate missions before Horizon as possible. And after Horizon, we will just need to pretty much pick up Kasumi, and we're done. We just don't need to pick up any other squad mate in the game, which means that we won't see Tamara, we won't see Fane, we won't see Legion.
We
won't
might see Legion.
Yeah, we might see Legion. You know, it would be nice to not sell him so we can show the
I tried to
pros.
think about it, but honestly, every time I get past Reaper IFF, I just forgot about it.
It's fine, it's fine.
Also, a very important part, we picked up the cane on this mission, which is the big rocket launcher on my back. Oh,
yeah, it's a mini nuke launcher, literally, it's how it's described. It does 10,000 flat damage in an AoE, which will kill any enemy except for a last boss in one shot. And that is why routing heavy weapon ammo is so important, because the big thing about the cane is... Oh, there's one more guy.
One below,
oh,
yeah.
That was fun. Anyways, so basically, you need 100% charge to be able to fire the cane, which means that we need to hoard, I guess you could say, heavy weapon ammo around the levels, and also play around heavy weapon ammo refills that will be given by the game at set intervals. But they're given at weird times and with weird rules, so we just know that this routing that we found works. We're not even sure why it works, but it does. That's just how it is. Here we have our first hacking minigame. Fun fact, Aery is really bad at them. That's just how it is.
You can't just tell him. That's so rude.
But you will notice if you're smart that basically if you have trouble with them, just check the motherboard pattern in the back, and you can just follow the wires, and it always works. It's made so that you can follow the wires, which is nice. And it's a nice little addition, I guess, which makes them kind of trivial once you realize that. And if you're, tenty, you just know them all by heart, and that just, defeats the purpose. I mean, how can you be so good at the game,
Yeah, learning them, that's actually cheating. We should ban that.
It's like, what? Learning?
It's not even a puzzle at that point.
Yeah. Anyways, we've been flying through Grunt right now. Grunt is a very standard combat mission. We can't do much about skipping it. There's dev planes pretty much everywhere, and
we just go very fast.
Yeah, we go very fast, and we have no way to go up to the boss room. So we just go through the level normally.
Big boss fight coming up. Everyone prepare.
Yep, very hard.
Don't blink, you might miss it.
It's so as you can see, we have 109% charge, so that means that we can fire the cane.
And we're done.
Here he preloaded the cane because the cane animation, like the cane charge up animation, is quite long, so we need to, go fast. Yes. Anyways.
That's Grunt.
Grunt. Alright, so we're done. In casual playthrough, you'd be done with like maybe 1/5 maximum of your casual playthrough. In the speedrun, Horizon is like the first third of the run done. So that's how you can basically, pinpoint it, I guess you could say. Here we do a loop-de-loop. We go from right to left. It doesn't save any time, but it's required, otherwise your run is invalid. But just how it is, deal with it. There's a lot of bad memes, we could say, in this community.
The next part is mostly just running and charging, so if you have any donations, you could read them now.
Exactly, yeah.
This is the most warning we've ever had, Shepard. Good luck.
I guess we don't.
Alright, that's fine. That's fine. If we don't, we don't. That's fine.
Sorry, my mic was off. I was just gonna say, I got so excited about these gift subs, man. So Ultrasaw has gifted a tier 1 sub, and Nanodil has got in an additional 5 subs after the one to the Ori. So thanks very much for that, guys.
What a madman!
Thanks, guys.
I know.
Like, you know, we need to stay together in these trying times, and basically supporting ESA now allows you to have countless hours of entertainment in the future, not only through ESA but through all affiliated events, so BSG, KSG, stuff like that. So you know, it's super cool to support. Thanks a lot. It means a lot. It means a lot.
Oh, and NTF Chris with that Twitch Prime sub. Thanks very much, man.
Anyways, so here we're just gonna skip like all the fights at the start. Yeah, I really don't know why they thought Vanguard was a good idea with charge. Like that's.
They expected people to actually fight enemies, you know.
Yeah, it's just like the fun fact is if you want to do a run of this game in Insanity, which we don't really have a leaderboard for that because it's really annoying, but it's possible. You could try that. You'll probably play Infiltrator to just or Sentinel. I guess you could play Sentinel, but yeah. It's just different gameplay. It's just that here it's so easy. We take not a lot of damage and we regenerate half our shield with every charge we do. So you know. Here we're gonna pick up the particle beam. We're not gonna use it. It's just that it gives us a heavy weapon ammo refill. And then we're gonna position our squad mates very precisely so that enemies don't shoot us. Oh, enemies did shoot us. It happens. It's fine. But basically, we don't want to do this fight. And it turns out if you do the hack.
This is so sad.
You don't have to do this. Oh my god.
This is so sad.
It is actually so sad, but that's how you realize that being good at hacking is good for you in this run.
It really is. There we go, third try, no problem.
Alright, very good. So that's lost a bit of time, but it happens. Here we're just gonna go back to the armory locker and pick up the cane again, because we need the cane at the end of the mission to one-shot the Praetorian.
Yeah, we forgot to talk about it, right? We picked up the particle beam to get a free ammo refill for the cane.
I did say it.
You did? Okay, I missed it then.
My bad. So here, we're gonna skip this entire fight and the fight after. It's really cool. It's faster if you do it first. I mean, you have a few tries before. It's not actually faster. But basically, the reason why this skip is worth it isn't for this room that you can normally just run and hack. It's for the next room where there's 2 Scions that will spawn, and you need to kill them, otherwise you can't. You literally just can't do anything about it. What's happening here? Oh, he took time to fall. It happens.
It's fine.
So basically, by getting up on this wall, as you're gonna see soon, we make sure that none of the enemies in the other area spawn. So yeah. The reason why this works, alright, I could go very technical. Basically, there's seams in those walls because they're just, you know, blocks that were pre-made and then just added one on top of each other. And even in those, you have problems of collision. So just, generally I just say, BioWare messed up collisions. That's just how it is. And here we have random max. This can take anywhere from 5 seconds to 5 minutes.
Oh, this is really bad.
It's entirely RNG.
There we go.
Where the segments will fall. I think the longest I've seen do was Tenty, who got a 45-second hack. It's not fun. It's not fun. Alright.
Yeah, usually you get it done pretty fast, but occasionally you're just really unlucky.
Yeah. Here, it's just fighting correctly. We have, like, everyone has a bit of, you know, his own strats with the fights. the one good thing about Mass Effect 2 is that all enemies spawn at the same place. So if you want to kill one enemy in particular, you will always know where he spawns, which is always cool. Here we're just gonna spawn kill some husks by using Shockwave. It's one of the only 2 usages of Shockwave in the entire run, because otherwise it's a very slow spell power that we don't need to use. That's just how it is. Yeah, apart from that, so this fight is gonna end. We are gonna kill the Praetorian with the cane. You're gonna see us use it by shooting it at a wall. The reason why we do that is because otherwise, if you try to shoot at the Praetorian, the cane has a auto aim feature. I mean, literally every heavy weapon ammo has a heavy auto aim feature. That's really bad and really slow, and so you have a good chance of missing the cane shot, and you don't want that to happen, because that's just rip. You need to reload. You need to reload checkpoint. So yeah, and the cane entirely ignores walls. It's set AOE that does 10k damage. So you know, it's just he's dead because he was behind the wall. That's just how it is. Anyways, here we're gonna have a lot more talking. We're gonna talk to Jacob and talk to Grunt. So if you have anything to say, Robo, go for it. Yeah.
Thank you very much. All right, while you're talking, I'm going to start talking. So, Kamado, thank you very much for the $5. Kamado writes, good luck, Aori, and big shout out to the rest of the BioWare speedrunning community, who are no doubt watching.
Yes.
Do we have more BioWare speedrunners? What do you call yourselves? Biorunners?
We should call ourselves Biorunners, yeah.
Oh no, don't
Let's
say
make that a thing.
Biorunner, that's terrible. No, I mean, there's a lot of people we could cite. Letters Words, Tentacle Pie, Emilio, Cam Gode, who runs Dragon Age games. We have it's a big community. The community, you know, comes and goes in terms of activity. If you want to speedrun this game or any other BioWare game, we have basically a unified Discord for all BioWare games. So you can find that on any BioWare games speedrun page, speedrun.com page. So yeah, don't hesitate to go there, even if it's just to ask questions, to talk. We're a friendly bunch, you know. But yeah.
Very nice.
Here we shoot Grunt in the flank because he deserved it. I mean, who charges Shepard and lives? So far, only Grunt. Literally no one else. Everyone else we kill. Anyways, so we're done with Horizon. So we get into the big segment of the run where routing becomes very free and where we can do N7 missions. N7 missions are generally the fastest way of getting the mission counter down. But first we need to go to the Citadel, not to do anything on the Citadel, but pick up Kasumi. That's the only reason we go to the Citadel. There's literally no reason otherwise to go. Alright, so we're just going to talk to this ad. Don't talk to ads, kids. It's not nice. There's not always a big busty lady behind it. You know, it's just not true. But anyways, now we go back to Normandy, and that's much faster than the older way we had before we invented loadless, before we had our load time reduced, which was picking up Tally. Tally, which is sadly, Tally recruitment is one of the coolest missions in the game because we pretty much skip it entirely except for the last fight. But you know, we need to go fast. We need to go fast. All right, so first we have Eagle and Moon, the system, and that's Joab, if I'm not wrong. Oh no, it's Neef.
No, you're wrong.
Yeah, I'm wrong. I always forget the names of the planets. But anyways, as you can see, still Miranda and Mordian until the end of times. So here we're just gonna run and run back. This is literally like getting a football and then bringing back a touchdown. That's just how it is.
So if you have any donations, you could read them out now, because we're just running.
Yep.
I actually just want to give a quick update on where we are at with the language for Star Wars.
Of course.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, just because, like I say, if you missed the announcement earlier, that finishes at the end of this run. So, current standing in the lead with $15, it is the German language. Tied for second with $10, Italian and Spanish. And bring up French is following that with $5. And nobody wants English.
Yeah, what a
Où
surprise.
sont les Français? We
Yeah.
need more French.
Oh, I mean, the French speedrunning community are notorious for just beasting these kinds of donations. So, I'll be honest, I'm a little disappointed to see only $5 for that so far. But,
Yeah, I'm calling out Link Boss right now. Donate. I'm just kidding.
I mean, can you imagine a world in which there's a speedrun a charity marathon or any kind of fundraising marathon? French is offered as a language choice and doesn't win.
No, I can't. Actually,
No.
see, if the only case in which that could work is if it was a Gothic run, in which Polish would always win. That's just, you know. Oh my god! But yes, if any French are in the crowd, donate, guys. It's always it's all for a good cause. Anyways, we are on Jerry Station. Jerry Station is kind of like the only puzzly part of the game. We're gonna skip one of those puzzles entirely because they put the button too low. But otherwise, it's just intended solutions. That's just we have no way to skip that, sadly. If we could clip through the wall, we could get to the button in the center. But if we could clip through walls, we could do way more things in this game. So yeah, that's not a thing yet. But yeah, that's just very slow, very slow. And don't forget to subscribe with your Twitch Prime.
Yeah, how do you do that again?
Well, speaking of with Twitch Prime, name is redacted. Just did it.
Nice.
Yeah, which is very cool. Thanks very much. I mean, yeah, it's super easy. Just click on the big subscribe button at the top if you're on the Twitch channel, and you should see an option to use your Twitch Prime sub if that's available to you.
Exactly. If you haven't done it yet, you need to link your Twitch with Amazon Prime. I think that's how it goes.
Your Twitch and your Amazon is linked.
Yeah, exactly. You just need to link, and then you have the option on any channel. And you know, why not on this? Why not on this one?
Oliver, c'est la subscription.
Oh my god. Anyways, yeah. Sorry.
That's perfect French, by the way.
Yes, it was perfect French. Absolutely. So now we're done with Jerry Station. By the way, that's the reason. The coming mission is the reason why we needed to talk to Jacob. We're not gonna do Jacob's loyalty, by the way. It's not happening. Jacob is gonna die, sadly, in an accident. Slowly. Yes. Anyways. So now we're gonna be on our way to the next mission, and I always forget the order of the missions, but this should be Joab now. Could be wrong though. Oh yeah, it is Joab. I'm sorry, my stream was lagging a bit. Anyways, here we're gonna outside we're gonna ignore all the enemies because we can just open the door. That's just a cool thing. And then there is actually a strat in this game, in this map that allows us to despawn a few enemies. So when we arrive in this room down there, we're gonna hold our left side and then kill the two enemies as fast as possible. And if we kill them fast enough, if the other enemies in the room that would be there normally won't spawn like that. I also didn't talk about it, but I mean it's always good to mention. We in New Game Plus we use the the armor that suits our needs best, which is weapon damage, because weapon damage is flat and doesn't scale with levels. So in early game, it's very advantageous to have. And we also use the grease that allows us to have more storm speed, because running fast is good. Because
Oh,
yes,
really?
if you didn't know, storming in this game is sprinting. I just quick little thing. Zanefield is a super cool skip. It's one of the first missions that Emilio broke. And it's also one of the missions that received the most updates in terms of skips. I think we have 3 ways of doing this skip. That's pretty cool. But here we're gonna elevate on this invisible area here.
Oh, come on.
Then we're gonna hug the left side. You're not. Yeah. You need to
there we
fall
go.
down a bit. Yeah. Happens. So you need to hug the left side, and then we're gonna fall down. And the way we fall down, by the way, on those is just we press against the wall and then we walk. For some reason, it allows us to walk down. We're not sure why, but it works. So
There we
we're
go.
not gonna say anything. And then we're just gonna elevate on another invisible area, and we're gonna melee abuse down. Entirely, like this skips the entire mission, because we just go to the last button thing.
Come on, let me know. There we go.
Yeah, it can happen sometimes. Basically, when you're in an animation, you just sometimes you can go out of bounds. It's kind of weird.
The next mission can go very quickly, or it can take a long time, depending if we hit our K.
I mean, you just need to hit low enough. That's not that hard.
Well, we might miss.
You might.
We might.
I mean, I'd be kind of disappointed if you did. Let's be honest.
Same, actually. So let's just make sure we actually hit these guys.
Yep. So once again, why the cane is so good. Even in new game, by the way, we use this weapon. We just use it later, because in new game we need to do 2 or 3 heavy weapon ammo research before we can actually research the cane. So it's not like the cane. It's not like the cane is like a new game plus only weapon. No, it's actually in the game from base, and you just need to unlock it with research.
Now we're getting to collector ship, which is the infamous skip we talked about earlier.
So as I said, if Aory gets its first try, I will donate $20, and if he fails it, I will donate $4 for every try. I invite you to do something.
I'm gonna do gift subs.
Oh, that's nice.
Five gift subs if it's first try, otherwise 1 for every failure.
Okay.
That's nice. That's nice to give to the community. And as always, HyperX matching sub.
Yeah, we're hitting both fronts on the support the channel fronts.
Exactly.
We're just doing a lot of walking now until we get to skip, so you could read some donations.
I just want to say that's not the substance donations not the only way you can support the channel. You can always do cheers. We are very much open to bits. So if you are they still called bits, I think they're just called cheers now. But if you want to cheer us, then that is a good way. Or just simply watch, engage in chat, share on all your social medias of choice. Get to have Instagram, Snapchat, whatever the other one is that all the kids are using. Facebook.
The TikToks that the kids are using.
Yeah. Link the channel. It'd be
exactly.
Well, that's always great.
Exactly. Thanks, Rolo. All right, we're coming up on the skip. The skip is gonna rely on us. So if you know the game, you will know that there's normally 2 minutes 30 autoscroller section. I mean, 2 minutes 30 if you do it fast. Autoscroller section coming up. We are gonna skip this section entirely, which is super hype. What's found by Emilio is probably one of the coolest skips in the game, but also one of the hardest. He is gonna need to do a melee abuse to fall off a platform. If he goes too much to the left, he's stuck. If he goes too much to the right, he dies. If he goes too much forwards, he dies. And if he goes too much backwards, he falls into an infinite void. That's cool, right?
Alright, here we go. Skip coming up right after this cutscene.
Alright. I'm a bit late, so scream if you get it first try.
That's not a first try, unfortunately.
That's not the first try. It happens. All right. So as you can see, it's very hard. As you could see in the critical nation failure, we're trying to fall on the right side of this tube that you saw down there. That's the next part of the mission.
That's the left side. Third try
yeah,
coming
that's
up.
the left side. Yeah, yep. All right. The third try. So that's at least $8.
And we got it.
All right.
So three failures.
3 tries. So
Three
that's
tries.
that will be $12 for me. I'll count it like that. So yeah. So here he's just going over the area, and the reason why he's going around like that is because we need to find a place where there's a invisible barrier, so that we can melee abuse to fall back inside of the level. Here is gonna go back up this ramp and go back down. This will spawn the next wave, basically, of enemies. And now we're gonna shoot the Predator down. We're not gonna use heavy weapon ammo because we don't have enough Arcane. And the Marok is strong enough that you can kill this Praetorian extremely fast. Like, at some point we used the particle rifle for that, but turns out the Marok is actually stronger than the particle beam. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And we're just hiding behind
that's unfortunate.
there. Did you die?
Yeah, I died.
Oh, that's bad. It happens. It happens. It's fine because we grab the checkpoint just here, so it's not like we need to go back up and redo the skip. So that's just 30 seconds lost. It happens. It happens.
It happens.
But as you can see, like, we are in easy. But it's not like it's hard to die. You know, it's like it's very, very easy to die on just a misunderstanding. As you can see, there's husks going around there. If they try to hit you, they can do a lot of damage to you. So, you know, it's not easy. Not easy. By the way, this area in Insanity is probably one of the worst areas in the game because you can't hide. It's the worst, literally the worst. All right, so now we're just gonna go charge through his drone, kill those guys. We don't actually need to kill them. We just need to wait for ED to open the door. And then we can just run to the end. And since we skipped Horizon, the last wave of Horizon, we haven't seen Scions left yet, so we are gonna say hi to one now. We're not gonna kill him, we're gonna do our best to avoid him. Scions are probably one of the most annoying enemies in the game. They can knock you out, they can do a tremendous amount of damage to you. And yeah, they're just very annoying. Alright, shout out to this collector drone in the back that allows us to avoid this Scion. If you charge to a Scion, he will instantly knock you back, which is really bad. And here we just charge to one of these husks and then we're done. We're home free and collectorship is done. Alright.
If you have any donations, you could read them out now.
Yep.
While we wait for the rebuy.
So at the end of all that mess, just want to get the results. So yeah, 3 Twitch Prime subs for me. Shout outs to Taylor Mato who matched those 3 gift subs. Thanks very much.
Nice.
And
Nice.
All in One Mighty for the Twitch Prime sub. Thanks very much, guys.
So now we'll be heading to the Reaper IFF, which is a pretty straightforward mission. No skips going on in that one. Just a bit of fighting and that's about it.
Donation if you guys got a bit of time.
Yeah, go ahead.
We...
What's with all the chop, Joker?
Doing my best. The wind's gusting to 500 kph.
These cutscenes look very messed up because it's like a combination of in-game cutscenes and pre-rendered ones.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
while we theoretically skip the pre-rendered ones, it still like stays in-game and it looks really weird.
Exactly. Basically, if you have only pre-rendered cutscenes, since we skip all of them, we just it just skips to the end. But if you have in-game cutscenes in the middle, it just the game like still like basically rearranges actors between the different pre-rendered cutscenes, and so it means that he will just show you the actors being pre-arranged. All right, so we are now in Reaper IFF, one of the scarier missions of the game. Not because of skips, straight just because you can die. You can die so hard in this mission. The first part is very straightforward. Literally, you just run straight forward. That's just how it is. So the way Storm works in this game is that it limits your movement left and right where you're sprinting. So that's why we destroy all of those crates, because they're in the way and we want to run as straight as possible.
Now we might get really unlucky here, but let's hope we don't.
Here we just order our 2 squad mates to get there to block the path from the husks, and then we just do this act as fast as possible. Did you get interrupted?
Yeah.
Ugh, one of the abominations. Yeah, and your squad mates didn't stay. Because so the way you order squad mates is that basically if you order them close enough to cover, they will put themselves in cover. But what happened there is that they didn't put themselves in cover, so they started moving towards the enemy when they reached the point you ordered them to go, basically. So this is the scary part. At the end of this part, there is one hack to do, and there is 2 scions that can destroy you. So I don't know. Will you go safe with with 2 scions, or will you go with just 1 scion kill?
I will kill both. I'm gonna go safe.
All right. So we kill both scions. It's much safer. It's a bit slower, but it's not that much slower. It's like you lose like probably 7-8 seconds killing the scion. It's fine, honestly.
You lose a lot more if you get interrupted by the scions.
Yeah, exactly. So here you see those 2 scions.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, there's another scion that is up there that you've seen, but he kind of loses aggro, and one of the things about the scions is that they're kind of the slowest enemy in the game. So he won't bother us, basically. Unless AoryWasTaken takes like forever.
Sorry!
It's fine.
That one was hard, okay?
Alright, so here, Reaper Core, we're just gonna cane it. Fun fact, for your casual playthroughs, you can actually kill the Reaper Core with the cane when the Reaper Core is closed, because once again, the cane doesn't care about walls. It just blows through it. We tried to, I tried because I'm stupid, to shoot through the map to get him. The problem is the area isn't loaded yet. And compared to all of the other areas where you could load them from out of bounds, this area refuses if you haven't picked up the IFF. So yeah, there's literally no way to kill a Reaper Core from out of bounds, which is sad.
Also, we did save Legion.
Nice. So we'll see T-posing Legion, which will bless the marathon. And now we have 2 short N7 missions. Both of them are entirely skipped. One of them is kind of a joke skip, but it's still a skip and it's still cool. The other is nice, but if you have donations, Robo, I think it's a nice time to play them.
Right, sounds good. Sorry about earlier. I think my internet might have farted a bit.
Oh, it's fine.
Just in case the shoutouts didn't go through, and because you can't shout out primes and subs too often. Thanks very much to Tevamato for matching the 3 gift subs, and thanks to All-in-One Mighty for the Twitch Prime sub. We also have 2. I wonder whose one of them is. We've got $12 from Strife the Historian. It says, and
No
here's
idea.
my contribution. Nous sommes français.
Who's that?
I know, right?
No idea.
It's perfect pronunciation is what that is. And that actually went to the French language choice for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which means French is winning by $2. 200 cents. So, yeah, very much in the lead, although it's not secured necessarily.
Oh, come on.
We also have $30 from Felicitas83. Thanks very much for this. It says we had to donate during Mass Effect 2, one of our all-time favorite games. Good luck on the run, and thank you all for a great marathon.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, they decided to name the Chocobo Birdo.
Oh, well, I mean, it's more than
which is-
$20. That means it's
It
better.
is currently $10 better than Batmobile, so I kind of have to concede it unless more donations happen. But you know, it is what it is for now. But we're
It
very,
is
very
what it
grateful
is.
for the contribution.
Yeah, make
Thanks-
sure to
thanks
donate
a
for
lot.
Batmobile.
Thanks a lot, Robo. Anyway, so yeah, that was Sinmara. It's a small puzzle station. We skipped the hack that would normally lower those panels. I will always say that Aory, the first time he tried to run this game, didn't know the solution to this puzzle, because it's fun to make fun of him. Anyways,
It's bad, man.
yeah, feels bad. Anyways, now we're going to Lorik. Last mission before Omega 4. Lorik is really cool. It's one of the first missions where Emilio found a skip in with Zainfu. And we skipped the entirety of the mission. Normally it's a very, I guess you could say Mass Effect 1-esque mission, with like a few rooms with a lot of enemies in it. It's a long fight, etc. And you need to kill the enemies to progress. Here we're just gonna go over the entire area and just press the button to end the mission through the wall, because that's just better.
It looks way cooler.
Yeah, and it looks super cool. Alright, so you're going left once again,
Oh,
that's
come on.
fine. There's a slightly, very slightly faster method.
I'm not
If
getting
you go
it.
on the right side of this fence. The problem is you need to do a double elevator, which is super finicky and super annoying. Sadly, there's seems to be a bit of a problem with elevator.
Yeah, a bit.
Elevators are like you
Oh,
need
we got it.
setup, sorry. And sometimes, you know, you just lose the setup. It happens. It's fine. However, I'm afraid at this point, Aory, we can safely say not world record.
Probably not.
Can pretty much safely say that. But anyways, so here, voila, we are outside the boundaries. We're just gonna run here. Here, importantly, you need to run while looking down. If you do so, you will get propped up on those elements. Otherwise, you'll kind of bonk, which is super annoying. And here we just press the button through the wall, and we're done. All right, so now we can pretty much just go through the Omega 4 relay. And the most important skip of the run is arriving. So if you know how the game goes, we have the Joker section, which is, you know, kind of different. You are defenseless. It's supposed to make you feel angry because you see everyone die, stuff like that. We are not powerless as Joker. We are very powerful. And we actually have 2 skips in this entire zone, which is absurd. One of them is kind of a joke, the other of them is very serious. And the first one, of course, is very serious. So first we're gonna see a few bugs. Joker gets possessed, that's fine. Don't worry about it. It's just you know, the game. Joker has problems, man. He has issues.
He really does, yeah.
All right. So tell me when you're done with cutscene, because I'm a bit late.
Yeah.
But when we take control of Joker, basically you have to run on a very set path, and if you stray from the path, you will get killed. That's just how it is. But we have one very strange strat that is absolutely serious and totally not a meme, which is pole skip, Joker pole skip.
Alright, we're going now.
All right, let's go. So Joker is the man, and Joker is gonna take the interior line right there, and boom, it says 0.5 seconds, and if you go too far to the right, you lose 20 seconds.
Absolutely worth
But
it, you
it's-
have to do it.
Yeah, It's big boy strat. It's big boy strat.
And we
You know,
did
it's
it.
just
Easy.
Easy,
First
easy
try.
strat. First try. Totally not a meme.
Never.
However, there's a second skip that's coming. But first, we are see some strange animations because we can skip the dialogue with kitchen guy. I forget his name. Sorry, sorry, kitchen guy. And this will make some really weird animations. As you're gonna see that our assistant is perfectly fine with some characters. We see someone go up, and then we're gonna see our Lord Legion T-posing on them peasants,
Just
and
gonna
that will
T-pose
bless
right now.
around.
Look straight ahead. And that was it.
Yep, that's a T-pose. It's technically an A pose, but you know, it's still super cool. Yeah, that's what happens when you didn't activate Legion and you skip this cutscene.
Now
Anyways,
the actual
here,
skip.
instead of going the actual path, we are gonna go the other way, and that means that you don't have to wait for the collectors to pass in the corridor, and that saves 15 seconds. I don't know what Bioware was thinking. We're like, oh yeah, they're all gonna be sheep, they're all gonna be following the lights, and you know what? They are probably right for like 90 people. But yeah, so we're done with Joker section. You're gonna be able to see Joker do some ventriloquy. That's when you talk with your your Tommy, because he's not gonna open his mouth for this entire cutscene while he's talking. That's another weird consequence of skipping text really fast in this game.
No,
Not really sure why it happens.
There's gonna
but
be a
yeah.
bit of downtime now, so you could read some donations.
Exactly.
I want to give a shout out to Kithar. Thanks very much for the sub. Really appreciate that. I also want to talk about prizes because I'm not talking about prizes so far.
Ooh.
We've got all these kind of donations in of, $5, $10, $15, $25. And all of these are putting you towards our various prizes that are on offer. So we have a French indie game bundle. I'm pretty sure every game in the bundle is French. So, if you want to continue to support everybody's favorite speedrunning language, then you just need to make a $15 donation. It doesn't need to all be in one go. It has to be cumulative over the course. So if you donate $5 and then $5 and then $5 again, we will love you, but you will also be entered into that draw. There are also 3 gaming headsets, a gaming mouse, and a pad available from our sponsor HyperX. All of these are available at esamarathon.com/prizes, so you can have a look and see how much you need to donate. So
Nice.
keep it all coming. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. And yeah, there's some really cool prizes. HyperX is a great sponsor, It's helping us in our time of need. But yeah, I think if you get to like the 800 subs of HyperX, it does like $2,000, so that's pretty good. I might be wrong though, because I'm not good at math. So don't hold it on me. But anyways,
Do you want to tell him that it's $2,000 or shall I? Because it's correct.
It's correct. All right, great. Yeah, I knew it all along.
Travis
I
not
knew
bad
it.
at math.
I mean, you were so confident in that.
Anyways, so yeah, go get those Twitch subs. Here we have Omega, Ripjack, Garrus, Sad Face. And first phase of Omega 4 is after Joker. I can't speak right now. After Joker is of course Oculus. The Oculus fight, fairly easy. The first phase we just do with our Maddock, and second phase we nuke. You need to be careful because if you don't deal enough damage to the first phase, you will have 3 phases instead of 2. It's kind of weird, but yeah, it's honestly really easy. You just incinerate, warp, breathe, and just put all of your bullets in, and you're fine. This is also a really annoying fight in Insanity, even though you have way more cover, so it's fine. Here we just pre-get our cane in our hands so that we can just shoot him as fast as possible. Also, all of those cutscenes are bugged because we skip all the pre-rendered parts, so you know, don't worry about it.
Oh, it's a rip
They're
Kasumi.
actually way less bugged than the rest of the game. I don't know why those don't, you know, have the same problems, but yeah.
They really want you to watch the Omega 4 cutscenes.
Yeah, exactly.
To be
Which
fair,
is
they
fun,
are
you know,
pretty
it's
cool.
a bit of downtime, it's nice, you can relax before, like, over stressful parts, because the game is far from over. The game is way far from over. By the way, if you were wondering, everyone dies. It's like any percent is bad ending. Everyone dies, even Shepard. And it's really funny because No One Left Behind, which is a category where we save everyone, is only like 4 minutes faster. What you do is one loyalty mission and buy 2 ship parts, and you save everyone, which is incredible to me. It's like, what? I mean, if it was optimized, because nobody really runs No One Left Behind, since the difference is so small behind, like between both. We did a category which shows way more of the game, which is all mission screens, which basically is like the closest you could get to 100% of this game. It's an hour and a half longer at least in without DLC. With DLC, if we did use DLC in all mission screen, it would mean doing the DLCs themselves. It would probably be around 6 hours, but nobody's ever done it. So yeah. If you are a completionist and you like Mass Effect 2 and you want to do a speedrun, please join us and do it. We would be, you know, super pleased to have someone do longer runs for us.
Yeah, the only category people really run is this one right here.
Yeah. So we have New Game Plus, with and without DLC. Generally, the only 2 categories that are really run are New Game Plus DLC and New Game DLC. They have interesting differences. The main is that we need to buy some stuff in New Game DLC, while we don't in New Game Plus DLC. That's really the only difference. And New Game No DLC or New Game Plus No DLC also is really interesting because you will use a different weapon, which is Gift Shotgun, I think that's a weapon, which, you know, has different gameplay. It's also very interesting. So yeah, there's a lot. There's honestly a lot. Feel free to, you know, join us. We need someone to beat us. By the way, I'm on the leader. Technique. I don't really run it. I glitch hunt this game. I've done a lot in this game. I'm bad at actually running. I'm having trouble with my internet. So I apologize if I can't live comment.
Yeah, my internet.
Here we're forced to use Miranda for the bubble, which means that you need to take another character than her to use spells. We pick up Grunt because
Aori, is it possible to pause for a sec? You're blank at the moment on the ESA Marathon stream.
Okay.
Oh, that's weird because
You're back.
I
You're back.
haven't.
You're back. You're back.
We're
You're back.
back? Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You know, you didn't miss too much. We just did
Yeah, I might
vents.
describe what everyone missed because I think
That's fine. That's fine.
Uh,
So
yeah, we did vents.
we went through vent section. Yeah, sorry, go for it.
Yeah, we did vents, which is basically a really straightforward part of the game. You
Yeah.
basically just run a lot and charge a lot, and it's
Yeah.
very easy to die there, but thankfully we did not.
In a casual playthrough, you've never had to activate every valve. We don't need to. We can just go to the last one and it considers as if you had activated every valve. So here in Bubble, we are, you know, it is an auto-scroller. We're gonna try to kill enemies as fast as possible, but not too fast either, because if we go too fast, the game can soft lock, which is really annoying. And we need to use another character than Miranda with Mordin because Miranda is doing the bubble. We have tried other combinations by basically buying one piece of our ship to save Jack. The problem is it's not worth it in the long run because you would be forced to do the last section of the game with Miranda and Jack because Mordin would die, and that's not worth it because the only useful spell Jack has is Shockwave, which is a very slow spell and not really useful.
And we already have it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so here we have killed all of those husks that spawn there, and then we just cane this wave. It's the longest wave pretty much in this whole area, which is why we use our charge of cane on it, and we can allow ourselves to use this charge of cane because on the last part, when we get to the Human Reaper, you get a full heavy weapon ammo refill, which allows us to cane the Human Reaper, which is cool. It's cool of the game, you know. To give us that.
Yeah, shout out to BioWare
otherwise-
for giving us heavy ammo.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, the bubble is very linear, but we're almost at the end. We're gonna have bubble skip at the end, so I'm gonna explain that ahead of time. Basically, normally when you go out of the bubble, you start taking damage until you die. You know, that's kind of the point. But if you use Reeve, which if you remember correctly, Reeve basically siphons health of an defenseless enemy and allows us to get back some health. And by abusing the health gates that I was talking about before earlier in the game, we are basically able to save. I can't remember how much. Is it 20 seconds? By just going early, and basically,
I'm not sure.
you can go early and trigger the end of the map, which is cool. It's pretty cool. It is tricky. You can die if you go too early, but you know, you gotta go for it because it's fast. It's only worth it. Sorry.
I was going to say I've got some exciting news if you've got time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
If you've got...
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
All right. So, you guys, there's a new bonus run that's been added to
Ooh.
the schedule. If we raise $250 by basically, I think it's this time Thursday. Yeah, roughly this time on Thursday. A little bit earlier. After the Hello Kitty roller rescue, there will be Street Boys.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's
let's go.
nice. All right.
The goal is $250. So if we can raise $250 towards Street Boys,
Okay.
then it will happen.
All right. Well, then let's do it, guys. Let's do it. I know we can do it. Don't stop donating. All right. So here we saw Aory succeed at the bubble skip. So nicely done. So as you can see, he was able to basically first abuse the health gate, then use a Reeve to stave off the damage, and then using a med kit, he is able to basically regain enough health to not die instantly. Because the way the damage over time works in that area is that it's stronger the more you stay. It's intended so that you don't try and run off or anything like that. But we can save some time by using all of our assets pretty much, which is it's a pretty cool skip. Here it's just another scroller once again. So yeah, once again, if you have any more things to add, Robo, you can go for it. Otherwise, I can continue talking.
Sure. Just a quick clarification. It's attached to the Hello Kitty run. because it needs to be attached to some run, and I think Hello Kitty was meme enough for it. But it's mostly there is a bonus game for next time we are ahead of schedule.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, just to clarify like when it will be. Also got a shout out for Big Mama Chi, who successfully used their Twitch Prime sub to help support the stream. We are now at 356 subs out of 800.
Nice.
Thanks, guys.
That's pretty cool. All right. So we're pretty much done with the auto-scroller. Now we get to Human Reaper. The first phase of Human Reaper, we're going to need to kill a few enemies, and then we need to shoot down 4 tubes. We can one-cycle it easily if you know what to do. Basically, we're going to use Incinerate on 1 tube, Warp on the second, and then we're going to shoot the 2 last tubes. We're going to do that by using the quick menu, like the tactical menu that you can slow down time, all that stuff, which is really like the only time in the game where it's useful. So that's nice, we actually make use of one thing that the developers intended. And yeah, that means that we will one cycle the tubes, and then we will get to the Human Reaper, and when Human Reaper dies, it's time. So yeah.
We might get unlucky, not get the 1 cycle on the boss fight.
It is possible, yeah.
But hopefully we'll get it for 1 phase.
Yeah, basically a cane shot will not one-shot it, so you need to do a bit of damage before and after. And you can get unlucky, and if that happens, well, you'll need to wait basically 10 seconds, because the boss will go under the map and then go back out to be like, oh, take a boo, It's not like we brought a cane to a gunfight or whatever. So here, yeah, we just warp, incinerate, and then shoot the 2 last tube. Yep. And that's done. That's extremely easy to do, by the way, if you know what you're doing.
Alright, now we're getting to the actual boss fight.
Yep. Alright. Get ready on time, by the way, because it could go very fast.
And we got it. Time.
Nice time. That was a very good run, actually. Like, apart from a few mistakes, that was a very good run.
Yeah, that went pretty smoothly. I'm quite happy with that
final
one.
time, by the way? I don't have your timer, so I don't know.
It's a 1:17:46 IGT.
Oh, that's nice.
That's pretty good.
That's a very cool run. That's like, yeah, pretty solid, man. Yeah, if you have, any shoutouts, stuff like that, I'll let you get first.
What's the next one? The next one's Doom, right?
The next one is Doom, yeah.
Ooh,
Next one is Doom 2016. We are continuing sci-fi shooter block.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that one.
And that's the name of us. Yeah, that's what I'm calling it. But yeah, massive shout out. So that's going to be run by Henny K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout outs to the BioWare speedrunning community. You guys are awesome. We have the links to the Discord on like any speedrun.com page. So like for example, speedrun.com/Mass Effect 2 for Mass Effect 2. On this Discord, we have basically discussions for all the Dragon Age games, all the Mass Effect games, Jedi Empire, stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Shoutouts in particular to Emilio, to Aory, of course, to Tanty, to Letters, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the run. Very good run by Aory there, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the marathon, because there's some really great runs coming up.
Yeah, no, it's going to be amazing. So I mean, like, we've got Zoom coming up next. We're like half an hour ahead. It's a shame you guys didn't raise that $250 already, because we could go straight into Street Boys. It would be super good. By the way, guys, it would be super convenient if someone could like drop $250 now for Rebel Dragon to do some Street Boys.
Just do it.
The really big question is which language won for Kota?
Oh yes, language for Kota. We are French, boys.
Yes.
Let's go.
I'm gonna close that now, because you need to leave it. Or should I leave it up until after intermission?
I mean, I think that's a fair bet. Like people deserve a chance. but it's
Tell you
gonna be
what,
French
tell you what,
anyway.
if anyone wants to snipe it, German is $2 behind French. Everything is like Italian and Spanish are $7 behind. English is yet to score, so $17 behind. If you guys want to snipe it, you've got until the end of intermission, so the next game starts, and I'm going to close it.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, guys. Enjoy the rest of ESA, and yeah,
Thanks a lot.
that's it for us.
All right, intermission time.
Okay.
All right. I mean,
That was pretty good.
pretty good run. Pretty dang good run.
Can't complain.